Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sheep Get Sheared Podcast, on the road edition. So before I talk about what we want to talk about today, I want to give a little bit of a background on what we're talking about today. I'm on the road from KC, Kansas City, to Augusta, Georgia, but I'm stopping off in Nashville tonight. And as I'm sitting here driving through Missouri. Now I'm in Illinois. My friends, life is full of change. And one of the things I've really been throwing myself into recently is being on the front lines of the relationship conversation. It's really easy for us as men to just listen to men on this side of the internet in the manosphere space, or if you're a normie, listen to normie comments on, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and whatnot, and just have your lines drawn. But what's been interesting is I've been experimenting, with this girl, Rachel, that I was telling you all about. What's interesting to me is the more I was around this woman, and I'm not around her anymore because she lives out in Kansas City and I'm not there anymore. But what's interesting to me, my friends, is I want to give you some infield receipts here. And you could take this for whatever the hell you want. You could say, Austin, this is anecdotal, it's not important, it's irrelevant. Or you could say, wow, this is really insightful, or anywhere in between. I'm going to leave that to you. But some infield receipts about how relationships work from what I've been experimenting, and not just what I've known beforehand. I wrote a whole book, Biblical Bachelor, about how men need to go their own way. And how you can live this lifestyle and live this, not purple pill life, because I think that purple pill is stupid, but you can get 80-90% of what you want, not 100%. And so first thing that I've noticed is the more you push women away, the more they want you. That's one thing that I think some men figure out the hard way. And I want you to not have to learn this the hard way. Learning the hard way would be when she pulls away, you're like, oh, no, please don't leave, come back. And that's going to drive women away. The more that I listened to podcasts, I listen to YouTube videos, I'd have infield receipts with women, the more I find, gentlemen, that you can't live your life through idealism. You just can't do it. It's impossible. You know how many men I see on the internet talk about, oh, if your girl has Instagram, she's cheating, copying Myron and his whole shtick. But what they also do is they'll tell you that, oh, your girl, she's cheating on you if she has Instagram, or, other dudes are talking to her. Guys, she's never yours. It's your turn. Your turn could last 2 days, 2 months, 2 years, 2 decades. Your turn is never guaranteed, but it's your turn. I know that's a very overused phrase, but I don't think people truly understand what I mean by it's your turn. Your turn could last a long time. Your turn with one woman could last a night. Your turn with another woman could last a month, a year. But it's never forever. Not in my opinion, anyway. And even if you have a marriage for the rest of your life, you are making massive, and I repeat, massive sacrifices, compromises, and you're not taking only W's. It's impossible. It never happened. You as a man don't have leverage once you give away your commitment in the form of a marriage. It's very hard to hold frame when you've committed to somebody to that extent, to where one word from them or one phone call and you're losing half your stuff, or you're getting put in domestic violation court, or you're getting put in family court, or anything else. You don't have leverage anymore. And so when it comes to leverage, we don't want leverage to use it against people. We want leverage so that we get to dictate what happens. We are not subservient. We're not simps. We're not out here just being servile. Men are not supposed to be servile. We are not supposed to be subservient to others. With that kind of security, available in the form of the herd, a lot of people are willing to give up their individuality. Aristotle had this wonderful manuscript. I guess technically it was a series of manuscripts about the ideas of ethics, but mainly tailored towards the individual, not the collective like his associates in the philosophic field like Socrates and Plato, but the idea of the individual. The individual is one of the most powerful concepts out there because collectivism is so common today. Oh, I'm a member of this group. Oh, I do this, or I play this sport, or I go to this church, or whatever. People are so easy to throw their hat in the ring of communities, organizations that they're a part of, instead of saying, I'm just me. I'm a party of one. I'm a trailblazer. I do my own thing. You might ask me, well, Austin, how does this tie into women and the infield receipts you were talking about? Oh, it ties in very directly. Because when a woman is honest with you and and I'm not telling you what she tells you. No, I mean you're able to look at the body language. You're able to hear what she's not saying, what she's implying through what she says. For example, Rachel, I'll give you as an example of her, she loves cars. And so one of the things she would do when we would hang out, she would do this thing where she would hear like the vroom of a car or a motorcycle, and she'd be like, oh my God, that's so hot, that's so cool. In the back of my mind, I'm thinking to myself, she's showing her hypergamy to me and she's not even realizing it. She's showing me the hypergamy and it's right in front of my face. But of course, it's easy to get mad when that happens. It's easy to let it get under your skin when you're in the face of another man who has more resources, who maybe is better looking, maybe has more to offer. You're tempted to act in a beta way of getting angry and upset. But I'm going to challenge you. Don't get upset. Don't get distraught. Get determined. Say, you know what? I might not be that guy right now. Don't say this to the woman to try to play alpha male, silverback gorilla. No. I'm not saying say this to her. I'm saying say this to yourself and say, yeah, I'll be that guy. I'll be better than that guy, but it's going to take me time. I might not have a Porsche or a tricked out Hellcat or whatever, but I can. I may not have a Harley, but I could get one 5 years from now, 10 years from now, if I want to. But it's going to take me time and effort and determination. I think it was Andrew Tate. Shout out to Andrew Tate. I think it was him who said that when he was a kid with his brother and they would see a Lambo or a Ferrari go by, instead of saying, wow, that's really cool, he'd get angry and mad and say, fuck that guy. How dare he be better than me? I want to be better than that guy. That competitive spirit was a fire in his soul. And I'm not putting up Andrew Tate as some amazing individual. I personally don't like a lot of what he said, who he is, and a lot of his background, but a lot of what he says holds weight. I know a lot of people don't want to believe that, but it's true. The truth has a certain ring to it, and it's more explicit than the most extreme graphic explicit content out there because it's that hard to come by. And so when we talk about infield receipts, when we talk about people in their day-to-day lives, that will give you power. I mean, right now, I'm driving on I-64 East in Illinois. And I'm just blazing all day driving. I've done multiple different days just like this, where I'm on the open road, the trees, the other cars, the dotted dashes in the middle of the road, the tankers, the cargo trucks, everything. And what's fascinating is at first it was difficult, but it got easier over time to do these long distance drives. In the same way that when you first start dealing with women or you first start dealing in a new profession, you're going to have speed bumps. You're not going to feel comfortable. Get the idea of comfort out your mind now if you want to be a successful man, because people say they want freedom. People talk about it in American culture all the time. freedom, freedom, freedom. I want to be free. I want to be free. I want to be free. It was George Orwell who said, the more I hear people talk about freedom, the more I hear their chains rattling. I hear them twinkling around saying, I'm free, I'm free, I'm free. The more I hear their chains rattling. I take a step further and I'd say that people don't want to just be free because that requires a price that most people are unwilling to pay. I would care to wager that most people, what they really want is the freedom to be comfortable, the freedom to be relaxed, the freedom to sit back and coast and drift and have that nice, laid back, unstressed life that most people push as healthy and normal, when in fact it is not normal. It might have some health benefits, but there comes a certain point when if you're not determined, if you're not out there in the field getting receipts, putting in hard work, then what are you even alive for? What do you get up in the morning to do besides just eat and sleep and try to get laid? What else do you do with your life? What are your goals? What are your dreams in your life? I know what it's like to be depressed. I know what it's like to be anxious. I know what it's like to be down and out and feel like you are not valuable and that nobody cares about you. I know what that's like. I live it even now. I live it to this day. Understand that the doses of reality, whether you want to call it the red pill or just doses of reality, are going to be harder and harder to swallow. They're going to be something you don't like to take, like that medicine from the drugstore that your mother bought when you were a kid that tasted like garbage. You didn't like it, but it was good for you and it helped treat the problem. In the same way that if you want to treat the disease of depression, the dealings of hard living, if you want to get past that and get to the life you want, you're going to have to not just think about it, but you're going to have to take decisive action. And the problem is a lot of us, we don't want to do that. We want to get laid more. We want to get more options with women. Forget getting laid. We want more options with chicks. And instead of doing that, we'd rather complain about how women should change their standards, how women should do this or women should do that. I am not in the business of telling women what they should or should not do. First of all, they're not going to listen to me, even if I do tell them what the hell to do. They're not going to listen to me. Women are taught to not listen to other men. They're not taught to listen. They are taught to spit on you, not listen, to spit on you and tell you that you're some peon beta man and they're not going to listen to you. Meanwhile, they'll have children with Chad, Pookie, Tyrone, and Ray Ray and then blame it on you. Oh, we're all the good guys. I hate men. Meanwhile, they have Chad. They got with Pookie, Mr. Drug Dealer, Pookie, Dope Man. Shout out to Ice Cube. Got us off the Dope Man. Dope Man was an abusive piece of crap and then wants to pretend like every other guy's like that when she was with him for 4 years. Not making this up. Real story. True story. And then they want to sit out here and blame you. No, man. It's not your fault. You did not sign into life like an RPG like Skyrim or Elden Ring and say, please choose your character, choose your gender, choose your stats, choose your lifestyle, choose your parents, choose your looks. Nobody gets to do that. Not to my knowledge. And if you do, please tell me how you did it so I can do it in my next life. I love that. But all jokes aside, I mean, come on, man. You gotta focus on what you can control and what you can't control. You gotta either fix it or get over it. I struggle with that too. You think I'm a master at it? I'm not. In the same way that I go out and get receipts with chicks because I sometimes need the reminder myself. Sometimes I need the reminder of, why did I write this book again? Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I remember now. Oh, I go out to the club with the guys. Ooh, yeah. Suddenly I remember why I did this. All right. Thanks. Appreciate it. And I get that reminder. Sometimes we need that. Sometimes we need to remember why we set out to do certain things. Why we've made the choices we've made to go our own way. Sometimes you got to remind yourself why you did this. Especially if you're a younger guy like me, mid-20s, early 20s, sometimes even late 20s, and you're trying to start this new life over. Maybe you got divorced, maybe you didn't, maybe you got cheated on, maybe you just can't get chicks, and that's okay. I don't hate on dudes who can't get chicks. Getting chicks is not the end-all, be-all of your existence as a man. I know some people think it is. It's not. Is it great? Yes. Is it the end of the world if you can't? No, it just means you got to do things differently. That's all. But my friends, we need to focus on what matters to us, and we need to get infield receipts. We need to be able to back up what we believe and why. That's what I say. That's what I think. I'll probably continue to do more of these in the coming hours, and even tomorrow I'm going to be driving a lot. We'll see what happens. I'll post these when I get to the hotel or when I get some Wi-Fi so I don't chew through my data on my phone. But I'll let you guys know. Please share your stories below of infield receipts you've received from the past, the present, what you think might be going on, if it might happen in the future. You know, you're going down that direction. Let me know. Let other guys know, because this will be both therapeutic for you and helpful for them, and maybe even for me. My friends, you take care of yourselves. I'm out of here. I got to make sure I'm going the right way. So I'll see y'all in a little bit. Peace out.